Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Dorleen and welcome to my creative life. Today I'm making a really fun fold card using products from Jenlee Schoolcraft where I make pretty crafty things. So I took a card base or a piece of cardstock and cut it at 8.5 by 5.5. It is scored at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. So basically you're folding in half to make a regular A2 card, and then you're folding that front in half again and then that back a half again. So look at that, it just makes an accordion right there. Now this piece, I decided to use the same color cardstock, but you could mix it up, and that piece is cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4, scored at 2 3/4, basically in half. Now I have 4 pieces of pattern paper, and these are all at 2 by 5 3/8, and I just used some Christmas pattern paper that I had in my stash. I have one of those big pads of pattern paper and so everything coordinates. I decided to grab this ornament one because it does match the die that I'm going to be using, which I'll show you in just a minute. And then this green piece is cut at 4 and 5 1/4, and you can fold in half like I did here, and I'm basically just going to attach it to that 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch base. I love this cardstock because it's just kind of showing, it is just the greenery, so the ornament die that I'm going to show you in a minute, like I said, is going to coordinate perfectly. So basically, to finish the card, you are placing this little piece or folded area inside or on the outside of the accordion, just like I'm doing here. Now the one thing you want to make sure is, again, we want this to fit in an A2 envelope, or an envelope that fits an A2 card, which again is 4 1/4 by 5.5. So I just put a little bit of adhesive on the tab. Now I'm making this card with only about 4 inches. It could go all the way to 4 1/4, but it just seemed like it was way too far away from the 2 pieces. So I'm using my card T-square ruler, which I'm just kind of getting used to playing with it. It does keep things straight, but it's still kind of awkward for me because I haven't played with it enough. But you see how I just put adhesive just at the edges of those so that they fit. They hold on to the accordion, but also they're kind of floating there by themselves. I don't know if that makes sense, but you can see what I mean. So I use this die. It's from Sizzix Craft. It's called Hanging Bauble Branch, and this was given to me from Jenlee Schoolcraft website. I'm on their design team. Look at how gorgeous this is. I used a gold glitter paper, so I did have to run it through my Sizzix Sidekick twice because I really want to make sure the cuts were good. But they had lots of little holes in between, so it's very decorative. And you can see that over there if you look at the picture of the packaging, how decorative it is. Like I said, got lots of little holes, that snowflake in the middle. But there you go. This is actually really simple. So Jenlee Schoolcraft, they are a website that sells crafty card making, scrapbooking, paper crafting supplies. Now, the thing that's cool about this website is all of their items are budget friendly because the items are either new or gently used products. And these new products, a lot of them are products that are no longer like retired products, businesses that are no longer in business. So they have them and they, kind of were sent, to them for, lower cost. So that lower cost is extended to the customers. And it's definitely worth checking out because stamp sets, normally you get them, they're like, $28, they're expensive. And on this website, they may be $7, So check it out. I swear you won't regret it. I'm going to have the information and the link to her blog in the information box. I'll also have a code, which is my first name, and I'll put the spelling because a lot of people spell it incorrectly, and you'll get an additional 10% on already low prices. So it's a good deal, and like I said, definitely check it out. It's worth it. So back to the card, I'm basically going to be adding a little sentiment area, which I measured it, and if you notice, my measurement was just a little bit off, but it wasn't so bad that I didn't use the card. Now, first I stamped the sentiment in the middle, but look at all that extra space in the top. Now, I could trim it down to a square, but where are you going to write your sentiment? So I decided to turn it over because, except for you who's watching, don't tell anybody. No one's going to know that I made a mistake on the opposite side. So I stamped it towards the top. And so now you can write your greeting on the bottom half of that. Super easy. I'm just using my ATG to attach it to that other side of that folded area that we added. So see, that's what you'll see when you open the card, or what the recipient will see. And then when they open it, they'll be able to see your greeting. I'm just adding a couple of little more sparklies, because apparently gold glitter paper was not sparkly enough. But, it is Christmas time, and it is a time to, twinkle and have all that really fun sparkle around. So I just kind of moved them here or there. I actually put them over on this side too, just around the sentiment a little bit. And I thought it just kind of added a little sparkle to it. I love this card. You can tell it was so easy to put together, but it has a different impact because the way it's going to sit on a table or on a desk or on a shelf, it just really stands out. Isn't that pretty? You could use that for any occasion. But I hope you like this video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you check out my blog for more information and measurements. Bye.